Hey everyone, Bro again here, Flow Roofing with Nick, out on another complex here. And look at how much water is dripping off that right side. Shoot. Taking a look at some stuff, and you got some really beautiful rock work here and some amazing masonry details. And then you get this brand new composite siding. It's almost like a faux wood. And then you have this, not a cider, don't pretend to be one, but I know that ain't supposed to happen. And you can see it's just missing a gutter right there. More than, it's not even got kickouts, I guarantee you, because it doesn't have kickouts. That is one of the bigger reasons. So go ahead, take a look up here. There's some mushrooms growing. I thought I wanted to take a look at here on the porch too. Well, I don't know if it's turkey tail. Anyone? Is that some turkey tail there? Beautiful. So anyway, overall, looking at some details, you can see the waviness in the shingle. I can already see some fiberglass, even though it's wet. I don't see any drip edge. You can see the way that the coverage holding up that roofing as well. I see broken seals right off the bat. Then I was looking at this dripping here off the edge of this step flashing, which should again have some kick out. We've got a gutter that's not sloped correctly, not maintained or cleaned. It could have been cleaned recently, but it looks like this is an aging roof. You can see some of this fiberglass. Pretty standard. They got their diverter flashing. They got no kickouts. They got some rot here along the trim board as well. I ain't no cider, but I know that's not supposed to be like that. Standard box vents, lack of maintenance. These guys are gonna have some issues here come when the rains turn into snows. St. John's. Beautiful. Crack tip and ridge cap, not exactly centered, a little bit wavy. And looks like we got some lifting happening here. Right there. Soft and squishy. Ooh. So this is how you tell if a shingle is cooked. And you might say, well, it's got 80% of the granule life left in it. Well, if a 20 or 30 mile an hour gust can lift your shingle and push rain underneath, you're not going to have fun. Now, this here, hey, can anyone in the comments point it out before I say anything? We're not live, obviously, but all right, so this is a property managed asset. And what you're dealing with here, you property owners out there who are investing in multifamily in a way where you want to make sure you're protecting your investment. There's such thing called an ROI, means return on investment, right? This is not rocket science. I'm not teaching anyone anything here. What I want to point out is this is not properly stepped with step flashing. And so they use some roof to wall detail, a 3x3, if that, whereas there should normally be steps of flashing underneath each shingle. And it looks like they got something up here started for whatever reason. This could have been a temporary repair. This should be kicking out a lot further. You can see it's probably a repair after the fact that the chimney was done. So they've had issues here, and that may be like a temporary solution. I wouldn't say that that's done properly by any means. But we can take a look at the rest of this here, and I can just chew it up. I don't like bashing on roofs, but this is what pays the bills. So we got to make sure that properties are protected from the top down. And we go over here. So we got some fluctuation in the boots here. So this boot here, you can see, wasn't properly installed. Why is this boot different than that boot? You can see it's the exposure on the flange. And so lifting up, materials underneath it. More than likely, that's going to have issues if it doesn't already. And then some beautiful maintenance here from this gutter would probably benefit from probably a standard aluminum tray gutter guard on this side. You see these needles though? I mean, what did I just say in the last video? I don't really believe in gutter guards, right? I'm gonna have to stand by that. You just got to increase your maintenance cycles, really, when it comes down to it. Maintenance is the way. So, shoot. You know, when I was first starting out, I would go above and beyond for an inspection like this and the property managers, and I would say, yeah, sure, I'll run right out and I'll make sure everything's good to go. And I would clean these gutters at the outlets just to get things flowing again. And then you know what happens with property managers, what we're seeing here on this property specifically, oh nice, is a lack of care factor. And Nick's getting the chalk out to help make sure that it looks super obvious about what we're looking at. Extra soft spots here. It doesn't surprise anyone, I'm sure. We can see all the rot around the different amounts of trim board. But when it comes down to it, if we are to do our job, which is to preserve and protect and maximize ROI for you property managers, property owners across the Northwest, it's important that at a minimum, you do yourself a solid. Like you're disciplined on your oil change, you take care of your vehicle, you have to stay on top of the maintenance. And guess what? Forgo the maintenance, all right? Go ahead and just not do it and find out what happens. Long term, you're going to be wasting money. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news all the time. How about you do yourself a solid and protect your investments? People think they're getting into these properties after a recent remodel. This could be less than a 5-year-old siding work. The paint looks good. The siding's newish. The rock looks newish. The stainless caps or the galvus caps look newish. But this property is going to need some love. And we are always the people to bring bad news. And it sucks as roofers. We want to have good news. We want to celebrate. I just told Brittany, find us some wineries so we can sponsor some bottles coming up into 2026 so we can really show people what it's like when you have a successful roofing experience. I just stepped on a nail. I just went and shot through the plywood more. Dude, this is no bueno. So, alrighty. I'm gonna help Nick inspect this other building here as well. Don't like the fact there's that many pine needles over there. You can really slip and fall on these. Me and Nick this year had close calls. It was not cool. Mine was gnarly. I'll have to talk about it in a separate video, but in short, like the roof, similar age to this, maybe like a 612. This is about a 412. It wasn't steep whatsoever. And on the south side, it was dry. And my foot, I was wearing some cheesy shoes. Never again. That's why I had to get the upgrade, because I was like clinging on for dear life. I had literally jumped to the nearest hip to make sure that I wasn't going to slide down more. And I slid, and like a foot or two later, my heart's racing. I'm like, fuck this. So first close call in 8 years, knock on wood, the only one. And Nick had a scare as well. It's an industry reality. You know, my production manager's fallen off a roof twice. Comes from a major competitor, and I'm like, dude, you're a liability. I'm gonna keep you in the office. He's a good guy though. So all that being said, take care of your roofs, please. Maintenance first. And if you need an inspection set of eyeballs, we'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and give you a realistic lifespan expectation. Try to maximize your ROI. Make sure you're getting the best system for your money in the Northwest. Make sure it's warranted properly with certified, trained installers. I'll take on all the liability to make sure you can sleep good at night, and I'll make sure you understand that I like to sleep good at night, which means we're going to do a good roof. So we will, as always, catch you on the next one. Ciao.